I like Josh Allen. He's the best quarterback in the division right now, AFC East, and Big O Tua is the best quarterback this draft. I dare those to let Miami get him at 5. Well, I disagree with you on Josh Allen because I don't think he's a real quarterback, but whatever. We can agree to disagree on that one. And he kind of proved it in the playoffs when they actually needed him to pass. He crapped in his pants. So I am not a Josh Allen guy. And he's not the best quarterback in this division because Tom Brady still is in this division until he leaves the Patriots. So until that, and he's not the second best because I don't even know who's the second best in this division. They're all mediocre, man. Even Sam Darnold is a turnover machine.
Fitzpatrick, he went 5-4 to finish the season.
Yeah. Fitzpatrick
And beat the Patriots in New England in a major game that counted.
And Fitzpatrick won more with less. Okay. What do you think about signing Teddy Bridgewater? Another guy that I think he's just a jag. I don't think much of Teddy. Look at his Minnesota numbers. I know what he did with the Saints this year. And were they really anything like great, like incredible? And
his best stat was he had 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but that was over 5 games.
Yeah.
You know, like you say, he's facilitating.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Let me see what his stats were this year. Regular season, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 67%, 1,384 yards in 5 games. He threw for 281, 240, 314, 193, 177, and 165. One game, he had 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. So his 9 touchdowns came in one game against the Bucs. Okay? His other games were 2 touchdowns, no interceptions against the Bears, 1-0 against the Jags, 4-1 against the Bucs, 0-1 against Cowboys, 2-0 against Seahawks, 0-0 against Rams, and that's it. Okay?
Yeah,
so
you take away the 4 touchdowns in the one game, he's got 5 touchdowns in 4 games. That's nothing.
His Minnesota numbers, okay? 14 touchdowns, 12 interceptions 1 year with 2,900 yards, 64% completion percentage. The following year in 15, 14 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 3,200 yards, 65% completion percentage. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is a difference maker. I think he's kind of a facilitator in his best. He's accurate. He's got a nice arm. Doesn't have a great arm either. Doesn't have athleticism whatsoever. His body is fragile. They don't have a great offensive line here in Miami. They don't have a dominant running game. I don't think that – I'm not a Teddy Bridgewater guy. I think he's just If you have a great team like the Saints do, he can do a decent job for you because you've got a great team around him. But the Dolphins, he would die here last year.
How about a good backup? He's a good backup.
Oh, he's a really good backup.
Right?
He's an exceptional backup to have. Mediocre starter. You know what the problem is? You guys have with Teddy Bridgewater the same disease that you pick up with Ryan Tannehill, with Tim Tebow, with Lamar Jackson. They're all nice guys. They're all great dudes. You want them all to marry your daughter. I don't want one of them quarterbacking my team. That's all it is. And we can't separate ourselves. We can't compartmentalize. Yes, Teddy Bridgewater is a phenomenal human being. Yes, Ryan Tannehill is a phenomenal human being. They're not good quarterbacks. I had this conversation yesterday in the JCC, and we were talking about this because with these kind of guys, you have to build the perfect team around them. Dominant defense, dominant running game, all that stuff in order for them to facilitate. Not elevate, just facilitate. Because that's all Josh Allen's going to do on his best day. Or Ryan, or Teddy. And Teddy is a better quarterback than all those guys, but Teddy wasn't given the God-given gifts of Ryan, of Josh Allen. Those guys are way more talented than Teddy. Teddy's brain is light years ahead of Ryan Tannehill. Josh Allen will never get to where Teddy Bridgewater's mind is at. Never. That's the problem. That's where it's all uneven. You need to be like Russell Wilson and Pat Mahomes. You got to be a great guy. You got to be intelligent. You got to be athletic, and you got to have the arm. And you got to be an elevator. That you're going to elevate people around you, not just facilitate. And that's the problem. Do you have all of these characteristics? That's what makes you a franchise quarterback. Does Josh Allen have all those characteristics? No. Does Teddy Bridgewater have them? No. Does Tannehill have them? No. And that's the problem. So I'm just not a Teddy Bridgewater guy. Again, I can compartmentalize. Phenomenal young man. Quarterback? Eh. You want to be special? Teddy Bridgewater's not your guy. Come on, bro. Realistic-wise, Josh Allen, the best, most athletic, and strongest arm, maybe. Not the most accurate, but the best for the East for sure. Listen to what you're saying, my brother. If you don't have accuracy, you don't have a quarterback. Did you watch the playoff game? After he caught his little touchdown, after he ran for 60, 70 yards, after all the gimmicks were done, was he able to pass you out of that game? No. Hey, like I've told you guys over and over and over again, take the Miami Dolphins challenge. Okay? Does Ryan Tannehill, does Josh Allen, or even Teddy Bridgewater win 5 games with the Dolphins this past season like Fitzpatrick did? Your answer is no. Do you know why? Because even Fitzpatrick, who's not the starter I want either, he's a second-half starter in this league. What I mean is 17 through 32 are mediocre starters, guys you really don't want, but you got to have them because there aren't 32 on this earth. He's one of those guys. Not good enough, but he's a better passer than all those guys I talked about. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a much better passer than Josh Allen. He's a much better passer than Ryan Tannehill. Yeah, no, he doesn't have a stronger arm than either one of those guys. But he's a more crafty passer than all of them. And that's the difference. He'll make plays with his arm that those guys can't. He'll get you in trouble too, but he'll make plays. Okay? That's why he's number 17 through 32, because he's one of those guys. He's just a little better than some of those guys. I'll tell you this. I put Ryan Fitzpatrick in the Pro Bowl target challenge, and he'll make Lamar Jackson look like he doesn't belong anywhere in the NFL. Lamar Jackson couldn't hit any targets. Ryan would hit half those targets. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's pretty simple. Just ask yourself those kind of questions. And that's when you find out, do you have a passer? And to the Dolphins' credit, they were like, well, we can't get a really good quarterback, but let's get Ryan for now because at least he can pass the ball. And he'll make quick decisions, and he'll help us in the development of the team. He's not going to elevate this team to a Super Bowl or anything like that. That's not who he is. But at least they know what they have in him. And Josh Allen is not the answer, my man. He's just not. Accuracy is so enormous. When you say a guy doesn't have accuracy, they don't get it. Ever. It's over. So Josh, you can talk all you want. Josh Allen will be the same guy a year from now, 5 years from now if he's still in the league. Just like Ryan Tannehill will be that same guy. That when all hell breaks loose and the design plays aren't working, and now you've got to ad-lib a little bit, and you've got to thread things in tough windows. Lamar Jackson's not going to do that. Josh Allen's not going to do that, and neither is Ryan Tannehill. That's all. That's just the reality, man. So you got to let it go, my man. You might be a closet Bills fan or something. I don't know what it is. You're in love with strong arms. But I've seen plenty of strong arms over the history of the NFL, and there's a whole bunch of them that can't play football at this level. Strong arm means nothing. You can ask Kyle Bowler. Okay? Dante Culpepper had a gun. Problem was, once Dante Culpepper lost his knee, he couldn't pass anymore. Kind of reminds you of Lamar. Once Lamar's running game was done, he was done because he's not a passer. So when they forced him in the pocket, just like when they forced Culpepper in the pocket, it was like, oh, wait a minute. I'm not a real quarterback. I need athleticism in order to survive. That's a problem, ladies and gentlemen. Can't survive on athleticism and running alone. At one point or another, they're going to force you to beat people with their arms. Now, if you're hoping for that 1 year where you live the charmed life and everything works out for you all the way to the Super Bowl, it can happen. You know, it happened for Trent Dilfer. It happened for a broken down Peyton Manning a couple of years ago. Hey, once in a while, you catch lightning in a bottle. And Ryan had that. Tannehill had that. All year long throughout the play, all the way up to the playoffs, all the way up to the AFC Championship game. Then finally somebody figured him out, and they said, all right, let's make him beat us with his arm. And he couldn't.